Mars back. A lot of you are coming back from my receiving video. I think from when I recorded that video, I got a lot better on my rec. So I don't know, maybe we're gonna need an advanced one, but for now, it's the spiking tutorial, y'all. Um, Unfortunately, I don't have any of my friends here to help me, but I'll try my best to keep this. It's a basic tutorial, so I'll try my best to keep it simple and easy for me to do and for you guys to understand. So the first thing I want to start with is just the different things you could spike, like different like variations of how you could spike the ball, because there's actually a ton. There's like a lot of ways you could mess with the ball, which I love that aspect of the game, because there's a lot for you to do and be creative with. So I'm gonna get into that right now. Here, let me set up a bot real quick. I like using, I like teaching my players how to use a 6 power because it's um, just a very easy power to work with early on. So this is my setter bot. Um, the first thing I want to get into, once again, just types of spikes. So the first thing I want to get into is quicking. Quicking is used a lot. Honestly, a lot of these are used a lot based off how the other team setter is blocking. Okay, so quicking is how it works is basically standing like really close to the ball, like almost a grid away from the ball, and then just hitting it instantly as it goes up, as the name suggests. So you could click a lot of things. I've seen people turn their power down to 13, and I don't know if you could click that. Yeah, you could click that. Click your inverted cut. You could click your cut. You could click honestly everything, but the one thing with quicks is if you know that the setter on the other side is blocking your quick, you probably shouldn't hit the quick because they're going to block you, and when you're at that point, all you could do is hit right across that line, and a good wing spiker would know that you could only hit along this line, so they're just gonna camp here and they get a free wreck. So if you know that they're blocking the quick, make sure you don't hit the quick. If they are blocking the quick, another easy alternative, which is my next point, is a semi delay. A semi delay is basically like on the second grid for a 6 at least. You like it's almost a dunk, but it's right in between. So you're not exactly quicking the ball, but you're also just like not hitting at its highest point. This is like honestly an easy method to get around setters who are camping their quicks, and also people who like overglide like hell. So here's one way it could be used. If your setter's blocking quicks, then right here, like I said, the second grid, once it's there, I can't do anything about it unless you spike into the cut. But honestly, you probably like if you know how to hit the ball and aim it properly, you won't hit the cut because you know that I'm packing that. But alternatively, you have all the way here, the straight, all this half of the court, free game for semi delays if I'm blocking quick. Okay, I'm gonna move on to the next one, and by the end of the video, I'll talk again about how this would work. So the next thing is dunks. Um, I don't use dunks that often anymore. I know it's in my name, but I don't use it that often anymore because with good setters in the game, every time I dunk, it's getting wiped. It's getting one touched by the blockers, and it's just honestly not effective. I still do dunk in game, and a lot of players dunk in game. But dunking is typically best when, well, when they're like, how do I put it? When they're committing something else. For example, committing quick, dunk that because they can't move back there quick enough. Here, let me show you what I mean. Block quick, then you have the dunk right there. I don't know any setter that's blocking the quick and then able to get the dunk like that unless they early jump. Like if you early jump like that, then you could probably get it, but then again, it'd be a wipe. So that's dunking. Um, if you see them like if a setter is just waiting like if they're not blocking anything, they're either blocking the dunk or your hard delay, which I'll get into next. I'll actually start with that, and then I'll talk more about how blocking patterns work. So hard delays are, as it's like the name says, you're just delaying the ball for a long time. So this is like normally people normally use this when they know setters aren't like gliding. Like if you're gliding, then that's kind of bad because not if the other setter like me where I am right now, if I'm gliding my block, it's gonna be it's pointless to hard delay because I have like right around here I have you packed. Hard delays are typically used when a setter isn't fully blocking, like gliding all the way over here, but they're blocking like the whole cross. Most setters do this because they know if I do hit here, my wing spiker has that, and my lib has it. It has a Pandora. But by blocking here, they sort of cover off all this area and all of that area. So then it becomes significantly easier. That's a time where you'd want to hard delay, or yeah, hard delay your spikes if you know that oh they're doing this. If you want to get it around the block, then yes, hard delay. I know in more competitive teams, people would avoid hard delaying just because it's like it's less about hitting the ball around the block and more about hitting a good spot when you get to more competitive and higher levels of play. But for beginners, and as the name is in the video, basic tutorials. So this is very plain. I don't expect this to be like RVL crazy people. Not that I'm RVL, but you feel me. So yeah, hard delays are when stop set or they're glide merchants. Because if they're glide merchants, they're gonna go way past. So quicks, then oh, semi delays, dunks, and then hard delays. Um, those are probably the most like those are what you want to use. These are your tools. Um, and honestly, a lot of spiking is just being able to understand the setters. Like if setter blocks quick, you can't use quick. You probably can't use hard delay, so you're left with semi delay and dunk. If they're not blocking quick, they're blocking your dunk and hard delay. You should be able to identify that earlier on, like in past uh, past sets that you're given. You should see that oh they're not blocking my quick or semi delay. They're blocking my dunk and hard delay. So I should probably quick. Um, Stuff like that. If they're blocking solely your dunk, you have hard delay, you have your semi delay and quick. But a lot of it's just reading setters because every setter is different. Um, and yeah, that's probably it. I'm not gonna get into tilting or hitting insane spots yet. I'm gonna save that to the for advanced videos, or maybe not even advanced, probably just further videos. This is for like beginners who just want to get around the block. Because typically in lower level of play, which I've seen a lot of people just mess up. Like even if you hit the line, a lot of back row players just don't know that when it's like early levels of play. So honestly, I don't know how it scores, right? But if you know how to get around the block, there's a good chance you could hit spots because people aren't so good at receiving and they haven't watched my receiving tutorial. But yeah, just quick, semi delay, dunk, hard delay. Those are your tools. Um when you're receiving as wing spiker, things kind of change. I don't want to make this video too lengthy, but honestly, if you really care about learning and understanding, I'm going into depth on everything. So, as wing spiker, this is what I like to do. So, I know my my setters at least normally block the quick, so I know I could sort of hang around my cut if they're predominantly like blocking on my side. If they're not, I like to cover my X, guard my X a bit more. Um, and then I could dive my line like that reverse cut I told you about with the 13 power. I could dive it And then if they hit my pin door, I could also dive it. One thing I do struggle with is my drop, but a lot of the times it's just me being stupid and I could totally dive it back. But yeah, that's how you receive on quick. If it's on the other side, what I like to do is I play up a bit more. I dive deep cut. I could dive my X, and then if I need to help, I could dive my libs mid. Because if it's over here, lib's gonna be right here. So this area is kind of tough to get. So yeah. It's kind of hard for me to just explain it to you without someone actually hitting it. Unfortunately, my friend Jaxel or Nathan or anyone isn't on at the moment. School started, all that stuff, but yeah, that's Spiker basics. I'll get into tilts again in the future, but this is the most basic video I've made for spiking. Um, so yeah, maybe I'll make another video right after this on tilts, but that's honestly it. I will see y'all in the next one. Bye bye.